Scientifically. So we're going to have a Mr. Nonso, and he will be speaking to us on uncovering opportunities in um, the tech sector. Yeah. So I'm going to send him an invite now, and then we will begin. Thank you, everyone, for always joining us. And okay. 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 Let's see how it goes. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone, for being patient with us, and we're going to begin right away. Just wait for Mr. Nonso to join us, and then that's it. So, okay, good. Okay, Mr. Nonso just joined us now. So we're gonna add him up right now. Okay. 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 So welcome, everyone. Yeah. So we're having Mr. So I sent him a link to join us. So okay. Hey, Bio. Thank you, Tosin Becca, graphic designer. Thank you. So yeah. Okay, Mr. Unable to join us. Okay, so waiting for Mr. Nonso to join us again. I think we're having problems with him joining. Going to send him again. Okay. Okay. Hey, Becca, thank you for joining. Tosin, I see you. Okay. So, yeah, so the topic is uncovering opportunities in the tech, and it's a topic I feel it's very necessary of us because right now the world is going digital, and we want to, actualize actualize it and maximize it as well. So that's why it's very necessary that we understand what the tech sector has for us. For those of us who have little knowledge about it and those who do not really like tech, so we know how to maximize it for our good. Okay, so Mr. Nonso just joined us again, and okay, so invite. Okay, sent him another invite. Okay. I think we're having a problem with our network. Okay. Sent Mr. Okay. So sorry about the delay. Okay, I think we're having a challenge with Mr. Nonso joining us.
Okay, very good. Hello, sir.
Yes,
Is it
I,
good? Good evening, sir.
I am. I'm so sorry for the delay.
No problem, sir. No problem at all. No problem at all. No problem at all.
A couple of things.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
I just thought about it. I know I felt okay. Maybe you're not going to make it today, so I wanted. I already sent out. I already sent out a broadcast. So I just deleted it once I saw you were online. Thank you. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to introduce Mr. Nonso, and I was online one time, and then I saw him, and then I thought, oh no, it's very important. We have to do like Mr. Nonso to speak to us on tech. For me, I'm not so much of a tech guy, so I think I want to learn from him as well too. So for those who want to actually make money through tech, so I realized that it's very important to have someone like Mr. Nonso come speak to us on opportunities in tech and as well help us on our journey to actually maximizing the opportunities that the tech sector has for us. So, Mr. Nonso, the platform is yours and the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so basically, my name is Nonso Erondo. Sorry, I was just trying to position.
Okay, okay.
Is Nonso Erondo, and I've been in the tech space for, say, a couple of years. Think about say 8 to 9 years, and
Wow.
it has been an interesting journey. Uh, so before I go deep into tech, let me just talk about a few of my my pioneering days, the things that brought me into tech, basically. So basically, tech for me was because back then in the university, I studied industrial chemistry from the University of Port Harcourt, and back then in the university, I would say I was 95% entrepreneurial and 5% a student, and I think in my second year I was part of a team where we did a couple of projects.
I
I
think I can't see your face well. Sorry. Maybe
Okay.
if there's a way we can put, or maybe if is that you go back a little bit, or maybe you take. Uh, okay. Uh, okay. Perfect. Let's see.
All right.
Okay. 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 This okay. So sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
So back in the university, I think in my second year, I was part of a group where we in the rural areas, communities, and the market places where you have a couple of market women, smoke fishes for the community and sell. We came together and we built um, um, a kind of an oven. We built it using clay, an oven that would help
Wow.
reduce the amount of smoke that they get exposed to. This was in school. Reduces the smoke that reduces the health issues that they were exposed to as a den, and also we also, because as a den, when you smoke a carton of fish, it would take about say 7 to 8 hours in order for you to smoke a carton of fish. But what we built in my second year was something that could smoke up to 12 cartons in about 5 to 6 hours. So it was an interesting experience. But one of the things that brought
So
me
sorry.
in.
Could you give me a few minutes, please? So few minutes. Sorry. So sorry. Nepa. Haha. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes.
So
100%.
sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry. I'm so sorry about the. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying, I also in my second year, I remembered, being a part of a project where we built a generator that could work without fuel.
Wow.
It was really something as at that time, we were able to, talk about it in a couple of technical events, that is engineering events, talking about, how, because then we were trying to solve some of the issues that was faced with Nigeria as a whole. But one of the
Mm,
things that, that was around the time I started tilting into tech. One of the things that brought me into tech was, I was trying to build a community that would help businesses in wrong locations
mm,
still get to make some more sales. I was trying to build an e-commerce because as at then we had the Jumia, we had the Konga that were topping, that were leading. They were more like the lead. They were taking the lead when it comes to e-commerce. But I wanted to, go into remote areas and help better, there's good quality businesses still make
mm,
sales, businesses that had the mistake of wrong location, which is part of what you have to look out for when setting up a physical business. So it brought me into tech, and that was my my pioneering phase. So it has been an interesting journey. I'm
mm.
a stack developer, working in different firms and also being a part of the board in different firms. And
Wow.
I started my company in my final year, and
Wow.
in the university, and afterwards, it's been an awesome journey. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of firms within my locality, that
Mm,
Rivers, and also around Nigeria. And I've worked with a couple of firms outside, that globally. I've worked with a couple of
mm.
firms in India, in the US, in Germany,
Wow.
Australia, and so on and so forth. So it's been an interesting journey, and I can assure you that tech is a
Mm,
one stop. Tech is the future. Tech is the future.
mm,
One of the beauty about tech is it has given me into a lot of fields. Tech
mm.
taught me accounting, because I remember I had this project I was a part of. I was, the lead developer. As a then, I think sometime in 2018, where I got to build an ERP, an enterprise resource, planning software for one of the biggest mall in Akwa Ibom. And the
Wow.
project is really about, connecting their employees, connecting their accountant, connecting their sales, bringing it all in one platform. And trust me, when I was done with the project, it gave me a lot of insights into, accounting as a whole. And it's been a beautiful journey.
Wow. 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 Thank you so much for that brief summary about your history into tech. Thank you
Thank
so much. Okay, so one of the questions I wanted to ask concerning the topic is you said tech is the future. And there are a lot of people, a lot of young people like me that I'm not too much of a tech guy, maybe because of the coding aspect and because of, well, somehow, um, just like nobody in those times, in the early days, I don't want to use the olden days. Let's say olden days when there wasn't so much a smartphone and all that. And people were preaching that there'll be a smartphone and all that, and now we are in the reality of it. For those who do not have so much idea in tech, how do you think they can develop a desire for tech, even when it's not their area? Do you think everyone must be into tech? Let's say some people are into maybe coaching. How can they interrelate tech together with themselves? How can they intertwine together?
Okay. Um, Basically, we are living in a world of where the in thing is, we're living in a world of trend where
Hmm.
we keep moving from one trend to the other. So we keep moving from one trend to the other. So
Hmm.
we living in a world that is highly driven by trend. What am I trying to say? We're currently in, because we started transiting into the digital age in the in the
Hmm.
late in the mid uh, 1900. So we started. That was the pioneering, phase that saw us come into, this current dispensation that we're at. But when we dived into, the digital age, there was need to get a lot of, data, because tech revolves around data. So there was need to
Hmm.
start getting data, across the geographical zones that moving going across your zone across to a more that's to a more broader audience. So there are different aspects of tech, but let me just start from this overview. So there was need to transmit data, across the different spheres of, the continent, which eventually led us to ways of, packaging, ways of, putting together concepts, because we saw the biggest um, um, phase where the development of this tech age started was between the 1990s. It started from about, say, between 1990 and 1994 till about 2002, was, one of the era that determined. In fact, that was the most defining moment for some of the things that we are doing in today's dispensation. Most of the global companies started around that. Most of the global companies that com- platforms that are leading the trend started from around that time. But one of the things we need to also understand is that, tech is not really the factor when it comes to, because no matter what you do, if it doesn't translate into economic growth, or if it doesn't
Hmm.
more tangible in the economy, then it's actually a waste. So
Hmm.
tech is not really the in thing. The in thing is more about the systems the systems and also the economy. Tech, the concept of tech, is there to. It's more like a secondary. It's a matter of secondary importance. It comes to help you to facilitate an existing system. In other words,
Hmm.
without an existing system, tech will not thrive. So tech runs, or it thrives on an existing infrastructure, an existing system.
Hmm.
So what's the
Wow.
concept of tech? Tech is the process of helping you move from the idea phase to the tangibility of the idea. In other words, making the idea products that can be used or can be consumed, or a service that can be used and can be consumed. So tech is the process of taking it from the intangible and making it tangible, and making it of giving it some level of relevance and importance in the environment. So tech is
Hmm.
everything that comes in the process, and also it comes in such a way that it helps you to, it helps you to be more efficient, it helps you to save time, it helps you to be more productive. So how do you come into tech? How do you find yourself building? Trust me, I one of the areas I focus a whole lot of my, energy in tech is in building people. That's building. I
Hmm.
focus more on people that are at the people that are just trying to come into tech. So what I'm trying to say is that I've dealt a lot with a lot of people, just coming into tech, some switching, career. I've also dealt with people that have lived, um, have gone 15, 20 years into their career, and they
Wow.
went through a complete shift coming into tech. So how do you come into tech? One of the things I've seen, I can tell from the statistics of the people I've dealt with, is, sometimes you might have the burning desire, but when you come into it, it starts to look, bulky. How do you become this person? How do you become this person that we are talking about in a short time? But how do you build that burning desire? First of all, if you want to fight with a sword, if you want to, or for you to be called a master of a weapon, to be a sword, the sword has to align with your body.
Hmm.
When you're fighting with the weapon, it has to align. It has to be in synchronous with your body, in sync, in such a way that you can feel the tip of the sword. In other words, the synchron, the if it gets to the point of being a sync with body, your body system, then you can tell that yes, you're a master of whatever it is.
Hmm.
What is tech? Tech is your ability to take the existing infrastructures or the existing platforms that are available, look at a business or look at a challenge, a problem, and how you can prefer the existing infrastructures in order to solve a problem. So first of all, in order for you to come into tech, you have to be you have to be enthused when it comes to enthused with with businesses or with how do I put it? You have to be solutions architect. In other words, if you have anything or whatever you're trying to do, I've done a lot of projects. I've worked in a lot of teams actually. So then I used to call myself a solutions architect. This is one of the reasons why I think I am what I am, or I'm at the level I am at today, because I am vast when it comes to tech. I've been
Hmm.
able to master tech from an infrastructure perspective. That is, if you want to build a platform that can handle that's the whole 7 to 8 billion people in the world,
Hmm.
to help set up the infrastructures that can handle such amount of traffic. I'm also able
Hmm.
to develop when it comes to development in whatever language. I write a lot of languages. Um,
Wow.
I'm also able to do designs when it comes to interface and experience. I'm also able to do designs. So I'm also able, I'm vast. And one of the things that have made me vast is my approach to, solving systems. Now,
Hmm.
there's another thing that is of utmost importance, which is mentorship. A lot of people today study on YouTube. They try to grab a whole lot of knowledge from YouTube, but understanding comes when when you have a mentor. When
Hmm.
you have, for instance, I remember it took me about I think between 2014 to 2018, I was just very good with one language, PHP. I was very good with PHP. I was also good with some front end languages as of then. But it had to take me working closely with I think I worked in a team where I spent about say 1 to 3 months working closely with someone that picked a lot of interest in me, and he started to show me how to. He started to give me some in-depth, mentorship, like some in-depth mentorship. And I remember after like a year, I was able to add a lot of. That was even my one of the things that brought me into an aspect of programming. You know,
Hmm.
called DOM manipulations. That's when you start to get deep into JavaScript. And I remember in 1 year I was able to, pick up a lot of languages because of some of the things he was able to to pass on to me. And looking
Hmm.
at the people I've mentored in a couple of years, I'll tell that it's important for you to have a mentor, because
Hmm.
tech is not it's not really a way out. In other words,
Hmm.
you're not trying to come into tech because you want to make more money. You're coming into
Hmm.
because of you want to have it as a lifestyle. In other words, I used to remember when I was in my days in the university, I would say to myself that coming out of school, I would love to work from home. Fast forward, I left the university in 2017. So fast
Wow.
forward, then to today, I've been, in fact, I've turned down a lot of opportunities virtually, then it's not for me. So tech can help you to build or can help you to attain your way of life or a way of living because
Mm.
we are supposed to actually live from inside out. In other words, our experience should be as a result of our earnest, our creativity, our experience should flow from within to without. So for me, tech has been a tool, a big tool in that has helped me to help a lot of people transit. That's helped a lot of businesses transit. I remember there was a time I did a project in the year 2018 as well, in the early 20, no, 2018 into 2019. So I did a project, and this company is a procurement company that purchases a lot of industrial equipment for oil companies. So I remember they would usually have surpluses whenever they make certain purchase. So they wanted to build a platform where they can sell these surpluses at a cheaper rate. But
Mm.
it had some creativity and some dynamics that they wanted to bring into it. So they had spent 1 year engaging about four firms to help them achieve this goal. But when I came, I remembered, I was able to achieve it in 1 year, wasted some money, and they were not able to
Mm.
hit. But when I came in, I was able to deliver in 7 days. I was able to deliver
Wow.
what they wanted me to do, and that's even led to a lot of opportunities. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of persons go about with the skill, but not understanding the approach to helping people
Mm.
solve their issues.
Mm.
Because one of the things I
Mm.
did consultants, so I was able to help them.
Mm. Okay, so we're having an issue with his network, but we're grateful for him to join us. Okay, thanks everyone for joining. Okay, thank you. We're sorry about the puppy in the network.
I think we might have to add Mr. Nosso again. Okay, okay. Okay, let me add Mr. Nosso again. Okay, go live. Okay, okay, okay. Well, I think let me just say some of the things that I had Mr. Nosso say, which I feel it's very necessary to actually retrend, reinstate the states. And he said, tech trends on existing infrastructures. I think that's very true for me, really. And it says tech is not really a way out; it should be taken as a lifestyle. So having a mentor is necessary. Okay, let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Cool life. Okay, good.
Okay, sir. Good.
Yes, thanks. Sorry, I
Yeah.
think it's
No,
my
no problem. No problem. No problem at all. So,
um,
so there's a question I want to ask you. Um, so there's a question I want to ask you concerning tech, and you said that one of the reasons we're having this section is to actually help redefine the system of leadership. And individually, how can we young people make use of tech in solving our day-to-day life activities? And in leadership wise, how can tech really solve one of, let's say, Africans' problem, West African problems, which is corruption and all the areas? You know, how can we make use of tech to solve problems?
Okay, can you repeat the question again? Your voice is kind of
Okay.
low.
Okay.
So
Wow. I don't know. I'm really shouting right now, but let me shout once more again. Okay. But can you hear me now? Is it better?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Good. So I'm saying that how can we make use of tech to solve problems and day-to-day life activities, especially in Africa? We have so much challenges facing us today in Africa and even in Nigeria. How can we individually make use of tech to solve problems? Maybe using our smartphone, beyond the fact that we want to make money with it. How can we make use of tech to solve problems in our day-to-day life activities, especially in Nigeria and Africa?
okay. Thank you for that question. How can we use tech to solve problems in our day-to-day activities? Now, first of all, you would agree with me that Africa's problem is not a problem. You know, Africa's problem has to do with leadership and the
Hmm.
fact that because in every generation there's always a dispensation. In other words, in this current dispensation, we have the people in power. They would hand over to the next generation, to the next generation,
Hmm. Hmm.
so on and so forth. So um, 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 it's now a thing of what's 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 our own generation gonna leave
Hmm.
behind for the next generation, because the truth is we are supposed to all come together and build so that we can leave something behind. And
Yeah.
because truth, for me, I would say that the solution to our problems really, it wouldn't come from an office, it wouldn't come from the presidential seats, whatever
Hmm.
campaign going on and so on and so forth, but it will come from us starting to understand that in order for this country to thrive, or these nations to thrive, we have to have an ideology that is similar to a kingdom, that is
Hmm.
similar to a kingdom where we we begin to have goals that we are all working towards, to visions that we are all working towards. But outside that, how can we use tech to at least solve issues on our day-to-day, that's uh, on a daily basis. First of all, a man is not an island. One of
Hmm.
the things was to work to build a power circle that I'm currently a part of. A power circle. For instance, I I work I work with a company based in the US, and in the past couple of years, I came into the company at a dream or a vision, at a point where the dream had been cooking for about say 10 years.
Hmm.
And me coming into the company, what is our goal? One of our goal is to build is to engineer a system that can solve the educational
Hmm.
issues Africa is facing. The educational issues that Africa is facing. I can't go into details, but that's one of the things we've been working on, and we are spending sleepless night trying to
Wow.
attain this. And what we are building is even far ahead when it comes to what some more developed countries are working
Hmm.
with. It can help you to prepare for any exams and help you to to perform better, no matter who the person is. So that is me joining a vision that was there even before I joined,
Hmm.
and staying committed to it in order to solve
Hmm.
a problem that is connected to the future. Because the truth is,
Hmm.
what are we living for if we are not living for legacy? So
Hmm.
that solve the future. So that is one end. me identifying a vision and connecting to the vision. So, secondly, I'm also a part of a power circle where we we for the past couple of years, the past couple of 3 to 5 years, one of the things we've been doing, put in our energy, our time, and our money, our resources to see that one, we build we build a circle of committed people. What I mean a circle is we had a dream to to build a circle of a number of persons where at some point we will get to pull in resources. It could be energy, time, it could be money to achieving certain goals. Now, one of the things we are looking at doing is how one of the questions we have is how can we impact the media industry with that number, because you know that it only takes two. When you want to start up a company, you need at least 2 persons to start up a company. So if you need at least 2 persons to start up a company, and we've had Google, there are 3 persons that started Google. Facebook is 1 person, and they've been able to build something big. What would what would 70 do? Be able to do?
Wow.
Looking first of all, coming together, because the truth is, man is not like, we are not an island. Let's stop trying to achieve things for ourselves and just our family. You understand? We can dream even bigger to fix the we could fix the road networks of the country. What do I mean by the road networks of the country is we can have a vision where in the next 10 to 15 years, the entire road networks of the country is fixed. Then we start working towards. So, so that's a circle, and eventually, currently we've been able to start out a number of businesses in the real estate, logistics sector, and even in the tech media sector. We one of the things we did was to look out for the stratas of the society that gets to build a society, and we're pushing our efforts towards this circle. Now, I have to share this story before I now bring it to on a personal base. Now, how do we use tech to solve to solve solutions or to prefer solutions? First of all, you need to know that you use tech. You necessarily don't use tech to solve problems or to solve solutions. You use tech to prefer solutions. In other words, you use tech to render solutions. For instance, I met a lady in sometime close to the ending of last year, and I found out that she had the ability she has this ability to build, to repair smartphones. She has her workstation and so on and so forth. She understands this. She understands panels from a very microscopic level. That's when you open your phone panels, from that microscopic level. What? So early this year, one of the things I did with her was to bring her into Python. That's bring her into robotics and AI. That's artificial intelligence. So one of the things I did was to first spend a couple of time. I think I spent up to like a month with her, educating her on some of the ways she can refine her skill set. So moving her towards, giving her the ability to, because the truth is, looking at the how do I put it? Looking at the trend, everything drives towards connecting. That's tech, or every system that is created, it drives towards the ability to connect people together and build some sort of social relationship together. That's why Facebook is one of the biggest platforms in the world today. And now one of the trend that's looking at the VR, that's the VR system and the virtual platforms coming up. Now looking at what is being created, it's being tilting towards a point where, you know, this that I'm talking about virtual reality, a point where you don't necessarily have to travel so far to have a physical meet. You come into a virtual space, and you know the reality is renewed. Now, so, but I know I've not answered the question yet, so let me come down to the question. How do you use tech to solve, you know, your daily activities? Like I said, you use tech to prefer solutions. In other words, if you can spot out um, problems, if you can spot out issues, you will be able to take the best tools. And you'll be able to, you know, suggest the best tools in order to solve the problem. And one of the things I've been looking for, I always, you know, say, is the fact that it's important for people to have conversations with professionals. That is, for instance, we have a lot of businesses that, especially in Nigeria, that don't know how to start a tech project, end a tech project. What I'm trying to say is, you know, I've worked with a number of businesses, so I know some of the issues that a couple of these businesses they get to face. A couple of issues coming from, you know, it could even come from the infrastructure, that's credentials. You find out that it's not easy for a company to even take what has been done and give it to a new set of, because no set of documentations was done, you know, lost credentials, forgotten credentials, and so on and so forth. So, but like I said, in order for you to use tech to solve your daily activities, you have to have the ability to spot out issues. Spot out issues. Let me give you an insight. I think last night I came across Files. Files had this session. No, I think it was 2 nights ago. I can't remember, but I think Files had this section. That's Files the bad guy. He had this section where, you know, people get to answer questions. People get to answer questions, and you know, if you can answer up to 5 questions, you get paid. If you can answer up to 10 questions, you know, you get paid, but the money gets to increase. And at that point in time, it hit me that, you know, a lot of this, if this is packaged into an app or packaged into a website, it can go even further. That's further from, you know, from what we are having it here to a lot of sectors. It could go into the educational sector. It could go into it could even go into the political sector, the entertainment sector, and serve a lot of people. So this were the thought. I wasn't just watching and, you know, having the fun, the events, but I was thinking about a lot of things that could be done from just, you know, from just watching that. Then secondly, we need to also understand that, you know, like I said, tech came to enhance existing infrastructures, existing. Now, Facebook is a social media marketing platform for businesses. You know, Facebook is a social media marketing platform for businesses. Then social media marketing is under, you know, it's under digital marketing. It's part of digital marketing. What is digital marketing? Digital marketing is the ability to take, you know, what was existing physically, the physical systems for marketing, and taking it to the virtual space. Now, the beauty about digital marketing is that, for instance, if you put a billboard in a location that has a lot of traction, put it in Ocean, you know, a place that has a lot of tractions, it would go far, you know, but you will not be able to measure the impact, the impressions is leaving on the viewers. So what does digital marketing do? It comes and gives you a well-structured system that can help you to measure, you know, the impact of your viewers, of your reach, of your, you know, what you're putting out there. So in order for you to now use this to prefer a solution, it means you going on Facebook, you would take yourself out of the regular users and start looking out for, you know, the things that people are necessarily not seeing. Ask questions like, you know, how is Facebook making their money from this, you know, from this system? Because the truth is, Facebook is a company that has a community. Now, if you just go on Facebook to, to chat and do all sort of stuff, it means you fall into the community category. But the company categories are the people that come into Facebook and they use Facebook to, to achieve certain goals. Those ones are dealing with Facebook as a company. They are those ones are the customers of Facebook, while there's a community. So you now have to start understanding this concept. This concept, it becomes a tool that you can prefer when there is an issue to be fixed. These issues can either be personal, or it can be, it can be for a third party or a second party. So, or it can be personal. So you have to start understanding it from this point of view. Now, how do you understand it from this point of view? You get this insights personally when you begin to remove yourself from the masses, remove yourself from the public. That's the general population. You understand, and start moving yourself. Separate yourself based on the basis of entrepreneurship. How you're training your mind to spot issues and understand systems. Then this will now help you to understand the tools that you have. Because one thing about tech is not really about the big names that you know, just how you can use the ones you know to solve solutions. And there are a lot of platforms where if you get onto those platforms, you'll be able to. There are a lot of people looking for there are people looking for people that can. For instance, let me give you an instance. There are people looking for people that can take a tape, an audio tape, and transcribe it into physical documents. And if Google has a product where you can go to, and as you're speaking to it, it will be it will be giving you the transcription of what you're saying. And once it's done giving you the transcription, you've been able to transcribe without having to stress yourself, without having to type. Then you can now get your documents, that's make some corrections. Then when you're done, you forward the completed documents, and you get paid. And some of these platforms they pay good. How do I put it? Because any foreign currency, it's good.
Wow.
Currencies.
Okay.
So I think I'll just stop here for that
Wow.
question.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Nonso. Thank you very much. So we don't want to take too much time. We just want to summarize it, let's say in about 5 minutes. We're going to end this section right now. So just 2 questions. While you were talking, there's certain things I took out of your point, and I realized that they are worth having to, I will even put it now, coming. So that you could hear me very well, because I see that, let me see. Okay, good.
Okay. Can you hear me well now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So one of the things that I saw is that you had a very holistic approach to not just tech but to life, and I think this one of the reasons why we want to have speakers like you on this show. And the question is this: there are 2 questions here. So it's more like coming to the moral and virtual aspect of life when it comes to establishing things and fulfilling dreams and visions. And the question is, what approach should people going into tech emulate in the sense of virtues and morals? What should they emulate? What are the virtues and morals they should actually cultivate while they're going to tech? Should they be certain maybe mode of conduct, maybe when it comes to directing your life, virtues, maybe moral, I don't know,
Now, in project management will tell you that you have to plan, you have to spend more time when planning, and you have to spend more money when executing. You spend more time when planning, spend more money when executing, and planning has several stages, and which one of the most important part of planning is taking the scope and breaking it down into manageable chunks. That's chewable chunks. Taking the scope and breaking it down, because one of the things project management will do for you is it will help you, give you the ability to be able to estimate. Because one of the things you face in tech is coming up with your estimation for budget and also for duration is one of the challenges. It cuts across other fields as well. So one of the things in everything I've just said now, one of the things tech will do for you is tech will help you to build your integrity. Now, it'll help you to build your integrity. Why I said this is, the truth is we are not perfect beings. In other words, we don't just wake up. We don't just, from birth become perfect. But it helps you to discover the moral standards that are peculiar to you. Um, yes, the moral standards that are peculiar to you. And it helps you to build integrity. It helps you to build integrity, which is very important, the most important ingredient. Then, second, it helps you to build relationships. It helps you to build, relationships, because the truth is, when I mean relationships, I'm talking about administration. It gives you the ability to be able to administrate and manage that administration and management. Tech would build and your management, skills or potential. Your management skills and potential. And also it will build your endurance level and your patience, because one thing about tech is that you can be stuck on something. You can be stuck on trying to understand how to figure out certain things and remain stuck. I've been stuck on certain things for like 6 months, and eventually when it gets to 6 months,